All right, hello everybody. So today we're starting off as usual on Thursday. It was a week. It's been a week, but it feels like it's only been a couple days until this time. So yeah, everybody's seeing the market and what the market was doing, and I'm launching right now with you here, launching this trading view to show you what we're gonna do next. And I'm going to tell you about that a little bit later in a little bit more detail. We'll go into the market, but today we have this wonderful almost summer day. I mean, where I am right now, it's almost summer and weather's real nice, and our performance is real nice too. So we are, as I said last week, actively covering all the regions of our wonderful planet. Asia right now is hot. I'm not even gonna lie to you because the performance is pretty impressive there. And next week I'm gonna be there and I'll be broadcasting to you from there. It's gonna be a lot of meetings planned. I'll be in Vietnam, Indonesia, and I'm gonna finalize my tour in Malaysia at our event in Kuala Lumpur. Those are the key things. Now we've got Brazil joining us as well. And I'm really glad that they're also present on our official Zoom call. And it's gonna be more and more of them with each time. And the project really is going forward nicely. And I'll tell you even more, we're right now ahead of our schedule. We're ahead of our own roadmap. Even though that may seem strange, but I do understand that we need to be more quick in doing what we were planning to do in the coming 2 or 3 years. And believe me, the news that's coming is going to be really, really interesting. And let me tell you why everything is happening so quickly and why I'm investing more of my money, let's say, for one simple reason, because I'm looking forward to a crisis. It's a global crisis that's coming. And behind all of this elevation of all the financial markets, the shares of Europe, USA, the Indian markets shot up really strongly over the past week. It's picked up more than 20%, if I remember correctly. And that, for me, is the key factor stating that we are slowly arriving at the same scenario that we had at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. I'm seeing what the large players are doing, and that kind of concerns me because we are waiting right now for the final spike in crypto assets as well. And after that, of course, and I'm gonna show you what that's gonna look like as I imagine it, at least. And then in a certain while, we'll see once again on my picture, which I'm drawing not that frequently, because with my experience, I don't really need it that much. I just have already a habit of working, just with a bare graph, but indicators can help too, especially the relative index. And I'm using the MACD with my own levels, with my own set periods, and a lot of other different things that I usually don't mention so much. And I don't think that's really interesting, all these technicalities for people who just want to get their profits in. Interest is really high to working with stressed assets. Um, the region of Asia has really joined in strongly right now because we've got plenty of exchanges. I would say more than half are in the Asian region, and everybody's trying to get their money back. And for us, even though that may sound beaten, but it's really good income. It's big funds, big money. I see a lot of requests for return of these stressed assets, and the liquidity that we're getting from that is also pretty high. That is what we were always talking about, the risks. and what it's going to be tomorrow with investing and all the rest of the stuff. Believe me, I've got my hand on the pulse, and I've got me, and we've got the AI assistants, and we've got the team as well working on the daily. We are tracking everything, and we've got some clear scenarios of how we're going to move forward in the future. And I'll tell you even more. On Monday, we're going to have a new interesting product coming out, which is going to help such regions as Africa and India, in Indonesia, and in Vietnam. They are asking me to reduce the entry threshold into the project and possibly the withdrawal as well, the withdrawal fee. And we were sitting down with the IT department, with the trading department, with marketing. We decided that we're going to launch an additional instrument. We're going to start testing it, and the main leaders, we will let the main key leaders know about that very soon. Now, before Kuala Lumpur, there's a lot of changes that are going to take place. I'm going to tell you about those too for sure. But for those who still haven't gotten around to making that plan, of course, you do have that opportunity. Just one more week, and we are going to finalize. We're going to stop accepting applications, and we're accelerating, and we're making a noise in the CIS. We're expanding in Europe, and our region, the Turkish region, where I was in the very beginning, and I really liked it. Based on what people they've got there and how everybody wants to earn in this project. That's actually going to be around not 1 month, not 2 or 3, but ideally from 2 years, 3 years, and more. And I always say that now is the key opportunity to join us, because afterwards, this network marketing thing is going to reduce, and the profitability with these leaders is going to drop. But let me even open up a little bit the secret. But the exchange, we're going to have the exchange earlier than we were planning to. And that is also an opportunity to earn off referral income. So that's why we continue to improve our closed ecosystem. There's a lot of positive news. And of course, I would like to continue to buy the Rolexes that I'm going to be handing to you for those who qualify in the promo. And I don't know, we're not going to hand out the cars. We'll have the money, but I want to give the Rolexes from the stage to our key leaders, the number ones, the top ones. And I know about you. I hear about you all the time. You're putting that work in, and you're making a profit, not only for me, but, to build the community, to get the equity together, to increase the capitalization of our project, right? Because that's why money comes into the project. That money helps me earn, for me, for you, for the whole project, earn a lot more and a lot more effective. And of course, that is just good for everybody. So these are the main points. So keep track of those news. And in Kuala Lumpur, those people who are going to be there, you'll get the information first from me. And of course, yeah, it gives you a chance to be an even bigger leader. So we keep moving like that. So yeah, now coming back to how we're moving forward. The world is very fragile right now, and I clearly understand that. And I try to work more actively, not just the leaders in the region and our team. And the Kuala Lumpur organizer team is working round the clock. It is really true like that, because there's still so much that needs to be done. and we don't have that much time left, just maybe only a couple of weeks left. Now, as for the exchange, there will be news about that as well. Good news. And those who were saying that we can't stay around for long, let's see what you tell us after the event. Now, the situation on the global arena is pretty shaky. Volatility is quite high, but I'm not hurrying anywhere. I have some positions, and I was talking about those last time. I said that as soon as Bitcoin reaches 80, I'm going to close most of my positions. And that's how it happened. Those leaders who I did the Zoom calls with, they know, they've seen it. And I'm also going to keep on closing these positions as soon as we break through another level about 84. Right now, we fell back a little bit. I'm watching the market, seeing if I should maybe add some more to my position, but so far I decided to just keep it as it is. Only position that I'm betting on right now is, of course, Ethereum. Because there, the movement is going to be much more interesting. I'm expecting 2,500. I was even 2,600 soon enough, and as soon as the situation resolves, we're gonna go right in there, and we're gonna do it fast. Now I'm gonna show my screen with you right now. Hopefully you can see it. That is the account. It's moving from like 32.7 to 33, alternating, but that's okay with me because just a little bit later, that account is gonna be 1 million more, possibly 1.5 million more than it is now. We're seeing a correction today, so our daily P&L is a little bit of a minus, but that's really okay. I mean, I like this number, of course. Over the past 6 months, if you're with us for the first time, let me explain. I'm broadcasting this trading account of ours to be as open as possible. I'm not trying to prove things to people because I had Zoom meetings when they were like, prove something. I don't need to prove anything. I can show you what I got, how I arrived at it, and it was a difficult path for me, believe me. It was a lot of sleepless nights. I was living the market, and I sacrificed a lot to arrive at what I have right now. But right now, as you see very well, the movement is looking pretty good, the dynamics. And if you sum it up from the start of May, we're looking good. We're in the profit zone. What you see on the screen right now, let me remind you all, you can see that in your own personal account. All of this information is being broadcast via API there. It's being updated once a day. So those who worry that tomorrow project is not going to be around or something bad is going to happen, you can always keep your hand on the pulse of things like that. I think that's important for everybody because I was thinking for a long time whether I should have this API in the personal account, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to have it. And people can decide whether they want to withdraw their money or not, whether they want to keep it there, whether they want to reinvest some more if they want to. Because I'm seeing people now who invested a little bit in the beginning, they're bringing in more. They're bringing in more into their personal account for me to manage so that we could move forward with it and make out of that even more and feel some ground under your feet. Because when the crisis comes, most of the people are going to lose their money. Unfortunately, we live in this kind of world where the situation during crises is the following: the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So in order to break that vicious cycle, we're continuing, and I'm continuing to work for the good of us all. So let's move on to our transactions. Let's see what we got there. And what we got here is I'm thinking you see it on this graph here. I'm gonna show it in a little bit more detail on the other one later, and everybody can take a look that some of these positions are closed on. Some of these I'm still working on. They're still in progress, and everything is going just like I need it to, and in a calm and balanced manner. But don't forget, if you think that we're not giving you like the maximum profits, don't worry about that. There's no need to hurry right now. Um, I know what the team is expecting, and I'm going to be working with the team. Believe me, like anytime I can ramp it up and make the profitability higher, make the profits higher. If you look at it right now to the right on your screen, you'll see that the margin that I'm doing is only 17% out of 100% of my capital. And that means that I can very easily, once again, ramp it up to a level of 50%. But based on my risk management, 50% of using your capital is pretty good with very good risk management so that everybody can sleep sound at night and not worry about that we're using some leverage or whatever. I mean, believe me, you don't need leverage so much because you can always make money, but you need to understand how you're doing that and how you're going to arrive at that performance. And I was arriving at that performance, took me a long time to get there. I devoted most part of my life to the market, but I have no regrets there. So that's what we're seeing there. We're seeing what's going on, and we're locking in that profit bit by bit when we understand where we're going. So everybody, this screen here, this is what I was drawing for you, and this is where I was trying to go. The price actually arrived here. We broke through that point, about $80,000 per Bitcoin, but we're rolling back a little now right now. But let me tell you that the market consolidation is continuing, and that means that we need some very big impetus in order to really build that remaining shoulder. See how what the formation looked like here? Really good. How the movement went really good. And then we started drawing certain levels here. And right now the price is going in a little more complex manner, but that's normal for a changing trend globally. And this is a week-long graph here. That's pretty natural. So if some of you, if you have traded before, you have experience, you know what graphic analysis is. I'm sure if you have experience, you know that. Then building a shoulder like that is always much more difficult because the market can't just move as it did before. And what we're expecting here, and I'm expecting that the maximum point that we can get up to is about 89 and possibly 90,000. Break through that for a short while after which, of course, we're going to move down again. Because the black swans on the market, as they all say, they are forecasting the crisis. Well, those happen all the time, but I can't tell you how it's going to happen, but I can tell you that it's going to happen fast and absolutely everywhere. The S&P 500 is showing some very big volatility right now. We just had an all-time high, and the market is not trying to stop yet. It's very high demand right now to these high-risk instruments, those that give more profit. And we're seeing that by the way that the dollar is dropping to all the other currencies and how people are continuing to invest in altcoins. And just yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of you saw that some altcoins went up 40 to 60 to 80%. Ton went up. I saw today, like as far as I remember, the maximum growth was like 110% or so. And that is one of the indicators that you need to understand. Whenever you have some really hot interest to high risk instruments, that means that we might, like very quickly, start moving in the opposite direction. And it's probably going to be one of these coming weekends. If you look at it, usually crypto assets have started moving down on the weekends, then the markets would follow. And then afterwards, there would be some global panic, after which, as I showed to all of you, I expect some movement in this direction. This graph here isn't quite finished, but the meaning is the same. My goal is like um 3 13 760 or so. That's where we're gonna arrive at. Maybe we might not quite reach that, but believe me, the people who are selling crypto assets with me at that point are gonna earn quite a bit. And those who are just with us, you can sleep sound and not worry about your capital. And when other people don't have money, you're sure to have money at that point. So what we're expecting, if you look at the indexes, I drew here this point where we should be. We're trying to go a little more upwards. You can't tell by the graph because it's like just a week-long graph, but rest assured that after this correction, we're going to start moving up again. There's a lot of this misinformation out. There's a lot of information that came out that everything is going to be fine and that crypto assets are going to continue to develop and the US are going to keep integrating them into their financial system. But don't forget that, the news always comes out after the fact because people are already earning money off that. And gonna disclose a secret for you. So I try to be ahead of the news. I try to act before the news gets there. And as you can see, this does provide its results. So I'm gonna continue broadcasting and talking to you next week. I really hope I can come out with an official Zoom again. And I'll be trying to tell you guys about what's going on in the world of finance, what's going on with the project. Because let me just see, out of curiosity, how many participants we've got? Not that many participants, but these are people who want to see what that all looks like. Because these Zoom calls, our official Zoom call on Thursday, our leaders and our teams from Asia can't join because it's already late there. But I spent with them at 3 p.m. some time, 3 p.m. Europe time, and there was quite a few people there, believe me. So, all right, so we've got somebody from Asia. All right, so Asia's still here. I mean, that's the Asia that doesn't sleep, right? Yeah, I understand. There's leaders like that. You're holding out pretty good, but I think most people they like to get that sleep in. So I was doing for them a Zoom call today much earlier. But I know who's going to be joining us now to this official Zoom, and then also additionally, our leaders, our project participants from Latin America. I'm seeing gradually that we're being joined by Africa as well. Vitali, yeah, I really try to be informative because see, I'm accelerating as well. The Zooms, the calls that I was starting with, and the ones I'm doing now, I think there's a big difference. I covered a lot of ground because when I was just starting out, I can tell you I never was a public figure before. I think I already told you that many times, and I can repeat that again. But I really like what's happening with me. I like to learn new things. All right, yeah, thank you. And even like my understanding of the MLM business, the network marketing business, is much better at this point. It's even easier for me to like negotiate with some of you guys how to help you get that performance that you're trying to get. Because before, I was just doing performance for me. I didn't need anybody but me and my team. We would just use the funds of my large clients and we would earn off that. But here in this case, I'm glad to be talking to this many people, really interesting people. And I think I'm really driven by that. And I'm already looking forward to my next trip. Although I have a lot of like operations to take care of. And there's instruments that I'm trying to buy, but oh yeah, that's great. I really hope that's the way it's going to be. And that the events, we're going to do a one global event right now. I'm really looking forward to that, to get to know a lot of you personally. It's going to be nice to shake your hand and just talk about stuff, talk about the projects, talk about some stuff that we can do better, and show you some of the performance of our work, and possibly some of you before May, right? Before end of May. Yeah, we'll definitely listen to you. If you can type your question to the chat, that would be great. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely talk to everybody, tell you about my vision of the market, tell you about how I work, maybe even open up some secrets because believe me, these funds, they don't disclose their secrets. And it took me not 1 or 2 months, but much more to realize how this really large money works. And believe me, it's very simple, actually. It's interesting. It's also very simple. A lot of people look at a whole lot of instruments and liquidity and things like that, but there's some clear scenarios there of what you should do, and it's so primitive. Like for me, as I said, it's just it was amazing. So their work is structured in their own way, specific way, but people know what they're responsible for. And so even kind of this whole thing with like the regulations and the guidelines, I know we should have the guidelines from starting from like withdrawals and who's responsible for what, the transaction completion time. All of that for me plays a very big role because discipline um, should be rock hard. It doesn't work any other way. And there's people who said we were in a project and we were earning, and then this force majeure happened. So I don't want any acts of God like that happening here. I want us to work with you guys as long as possible, as productive as possible. And if it's effective for you, earning money and increasing, expanding your teams, that'll just make me happy. And as you can see, we are going far and high. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. The fact that I'm demonstrating my account, I'm trying to show to you everything, how everything works. There's people who are the key leaders. They have their own support groups, and they have like assistants who will help them resolve issues. But there's a lot of opportunities, and there's many things that maybe in other projects would feel normal, but I'm not a person who likes wasting money. I'm used to earning money. I don't like spending that much, but this project is my baby that I invest my energy into and my soul into, and I don't care about anything. So I'm already starting to become proud of what we're getting with our team. Believe me, all the people are doing their thing. Everybody's really professional, and we're gonna have some awesome events, and the promos are gonna be cool. And they are already, so doing everything needed to keep moving forward and get ahead of people who are just accelerating or who are already moving at cruising speed, and we're trying to become number one. And I saw in the chat that we're not far from being the leader in investment projects, and I really like that. So, um, there was a girl called Maya, who wanted to say something. You can type in the chat, or you can, Andre, if you can help me. People who are raising their hand, I think they can just ask their question, can voice it. I'll be glad to answer it. And Vitali, by the way, thank you very much for the warm words. Really important for me as well. So Maya, you may turn your microphone on. Well, I guess she changed her mind. You know, that's okay. I don't bite. Don't worry about it. I'm as friendly as possible. I'm not super emotional, but that's okay. So yeah, if Maya wants to later ask a question, still gonna have that opportunity. But yeah, Vitali has his hand up. Let's ask Vitali, see what he's trying to say. Yes, good day. I welcome everybody, dear partners. Now, I'm gonna ask some maybe trick questions because I get these questions from my teams a lot, and I have to somehow kind of personally ask you those. So yeah, the question is, question one, maybe one of the key ones. Are you planning in the future um, to somehow walk away from trusted management? I wouldn't say I want to walk away from trusted management because there's people who don't want to earn on their own. They want somebody to do it for them. So let's say if you have like a banking deposit or some of these investment companies, these brokers. I mean, if I mean, some people have more money, people have less money, but they can't give you that profit that we can give you with our discretionary asset management. They can't give you that sort of revenue as we can without much effort. But there will be less trust management, of course, because once the exchange starts and the additional tools start, so that you as project participants and, teams and leaders, whoever wants to trade, you'll be doing that yourself, but the capital is going to remain in the project and we'll be earning with commissions too. Just like the key leaders will be inviting their people and are going to additionally have an opportunity to move with us. So discretionary management is here to stay for now. I don't plan to remove it. Are we planning in the future to have some app apart from this mini app from what we have for convenience? Yeah, we're definitely going to have that, but we'll be expanding our IT department too, because to make a good app for iOS and Android is not really easy. We do have an app. We can take some open code and use that, but we wouldn't want to because we want to show people some quality results, and I think we're going to keep doing that. And in the updated roadmap, I think soon we'll have that too planned, and you can keep an eye out. All right, I was looking at the roadmap, and there's some points there where it doesn't even say that in the roadmap, but you're already making it happen. Do we have some more, I don't know, hidden nuances that are not in the roadmap, but you plan to make them happen? Maybe some insider information? Well, the insights, I told you the insights in the very beginning. Soon, we'll tell you about the updated marketing, which is going to become more user-friendly for the key leaders, more convenient to do the calculations and for it to be more easy for the clients, for you to not have to click the reinvest button all the time. We don't always talk about that. Sometimes we forget, but I'm just saying everything that you're asking for to improve something, to add something, to remove something that has a negative impact on you as leaders. I, of course, take all that into account with the team and we try to be quick at rectifying that. Yeah, thank you. That's what I like. That it happens quickly, unexpectedly. These improvements, they come out really quickly. I guess another key question maybe that I have is, I mean, I understand that 0.75 per day to 1.5 per day is a pretty high percentage on the market, though I do understand you earn much more and you're willing to share the 0.75%, but still, why this kind of rate in why this range 0.75 to 1.5? Why I'm asking this is because people they don't quite believe and they don't believe that the company is actually earning more, and they don't believe that the company is actually still higher than breaking even. And especially when you have all this marketing, when you have profits from profits, you add all the math up, it's like you're promising a lot. And I mean, I understand that because the mathematics is a pretty clear science. You can't lie to it. So when I add it all up, I have a good picture. But you as the CEO, can you explain that in simple words? Because I can explain to my people, but you, for everybody, could you try to explain that too? Sure, you can look at my profitability, Vitaly. Thank you for the question. You can look at my profits of my investment products over the past 180 days. The growth there was netto about 6 million, 5.8 or so over the past 6 months. And based on the fact that my account, if we like deduct it, was about 26 million, then the number is more than great. And if we take the second thing that we're working with, that we didn't add straight away because we didn't want to disclose it that much, but our marketers decided, why don't we implement that? Because you earn off that, right? So that's going to improve the project because that's like a separate revenue stream which worked before. We looked at it and we thought, why not? You know, there's a community who got money blocked up, and why not earn off that? And given that over the past 8 months we had more than 50 million of turnover, I mean, speaking in your language, out of which 20% we earned, then you can just make the elementary calculation of how much that is per month. And believe me, that's more than what I'm giving away from my earnings. So I'm not suicidal, right, to give you more money than I have. Like if I came to you with zero in my pocket and I'll just say, you know, let's get together. I want to make this project. That would be one thing. But I came here with money and I'm investing my own capital right now. And for you, I'm earning additionally money. So I'm counting on the fact that soon out of you, out of leaders, I'll have a community which is going to allow me with a prospect for the coming 2 or 3 years to keep earning and ensure profits not only for you, but for me as well. All right, great. So a question here. What question I have based on your speech? Like we have an exponential growth of community based on the Pareto law, right? So that means the number of people is growing, the number of deposits is growing, and you have constant reinvesting. But we calculate the math, we're getting times 2 to our passive income and times 2 to our referral income. So still the main part remains with the company, and with these assets is what the company is working with. But the number of people is going to grow, right? And when your assets that you have now and your transactions and your additional profits, as you say, from like the exchange, when we take money from the bankrupt exchanges, so got that, a profit. And so we look at the math, then you get more people, and are the profits going to grow and how? Yeah, sure. As I said in the very beginning, maybe you didn't quite hear me. What I'm using right now is not more than 20% of that capital that I even have now, let alone the customer's capital. So that's why having increased my positions by another 25, 30%, I'm getting profits that are much higher, and I have the ability to expand on the number of instruments that I'm working with. Don't forget that. If you were watching the recent YouTube broadcast, or if you were at the Zoom calls where I did the broadcast, I made the main transactions with Ethereum, Solana and Bitcoin, but we have SRP, which can shoot up at a certain point. There's also some pretty good liquidity and capitalization there. There's also at least like 5 or 10 more instruments that I can use easily in trading with my amount of money currently. If need be, I can work with spot as well. And for that, I've got tools too. And I've got methods for that. Because right now, working with futures, I wouldn't want the large players to pick me apart. But believe me, I know how that works. So I can also include spot in there. And increasing profit even without a credit leverage, that's more than realistic. And don't forget that money that we are not using, we're also giving them to the funds that help return money from our clients. And they turn the money over within 48, maximum 72 hours, giving us the ability to earn from there too. So when you're saying you're getting an exponential growth of income from the event, from the investing in the marketing, is being covered already with margin from what we have now. It will continue to be that way. And there will come a time when part of the money will be taken away by people, withdrawn, and they'll go to the exchange. Of course, the burden will be greatly reduced, but the profits will increase. And maybe we'll even have the chance to make it so that in marketing, we can come up with a mechanism that helps us get maybe less profit at first, but then it's going to grow again because the conditions for marketing are going to become stricter and stricter. You have to understand that because you can't just be getting more and more people all the time because we have a finite limit to us as well. All right, those are some very detailed answers. And considering that what you said at the end, that you plan in the future to walk away from network marketing, not really walk away. I mean, it's going to just be a little more harsh. That's what I was saying, like a little more strict. And those leaders who are getting marketing income now, they'll just get their referral links from the exchange. And those clients who were just sleeping and had their capital there lying about, and there are many people like that, I know. That's like a bank. They'll just come in and say, oh, everything is stable. I'm getting my profits. Everything is good. And you'll be able to work with them. You'll tell them, hey, you wanted to trade or you're trading. Hey, go ahead. Start like copying trades, trading on your own. And the commission that they're going to pay, you're going to be getting too, partially. All right. Thank you. Ivan, a very good, informative conversation. Thank you for the wonderful, detailed answers. I don't have any more questions. I'm really enjoying working with you. Really enjoying it. I'm seeing how it improves. I'm seeing how you're scaling the project, how you're improving everything, really. I understand that in the CIS, the communities are really grassroots right now. They're just like the little grass is just beginning to grow. Yeah, I mean, I understand the CIS countries. I've lived quite a bit there. Many of you know that I lived for Moscow in Moscow for a long time, and I've seen projects, and I even had like people who asked me, and I talked them out of participating. Some did eventually, some didn't. And of course, the concerns that people have, you can see these concerns, and for me, it's pretty understandable. And this is exactly why I want it to be more open. And I want people to see that, hey, they showed it once, they showed it twice, it works. Nobody's trying to escape anywhere. Everybody's just moving forward together. And it's just gonna keep moving. I mean, believe me, we haven't even had our explosive growth yet. There is interest in Asia also. Let me tell you, not gonna lie to you, the interest is very high in Asia, but like I'm not all for attracting millions of dollars right away. I mean, it's of course good, but I don't have that purpose. The purpose is once again to build a community. And I know that in CIS countries and in Russia, there are people who want to earn. There's people who try to trade on their own, even for small amounts. And why not do all that? I mean, and the levers I do have, disclosing a secret now to make an exchange in Russia as well, to open it there. Like I'm planning to decentralize in every region and just keep working with that. For those who live in Russia, it's going to be much more simple to work there with the referral links and with getting profits from commissions and fees. Great, thank you. Yeah, I was glad to talk to you. Yeah, and every Thursday, anybody who has questions, I'll be happy to talk to you and answer all of your questions that you have. And I'll tell you what's going to be happening and what we're doing. So, because tomorrow we'll have Paul speaking, he'll have a presentation too. Maybe some of you haven't heard it. Maybe you want to listen. The announcement is coming right after this Zoom call. And, visit and listen. Because information, when people repeat it to you, it's much easier to understand that way. And for today, if you don't have any more questions to me, I just wanted to say I was really glad to see you all and see you all again.